I'm Tyson Lucasavage with Backcountry Treks, and tonight I am out here in the Utah desert, and I've been wearing my Light and Motion Solite 250 for a couple months now, and I've got to tell you that I am extremely happy with this light so far. I've used it pretty extensively in the snowmaking department, and then I've used it at night for riding bikes, going on hikes, walking the dog, anything like that. And this light has really exceeded my expectations. So to start out with, again, this is the Light and Motion, and it's the Solite 250. So at its brightest mode, it's got 250 lumens, and those are good for 2.5 hours if you're running it like that. And I'll go ahead and show you. At this right here is the 250 lumens, and those trees aren't very far away right there, but if those trees weren't there, I mean, this thing blows me away at how bright it is for the size of the light that it is. It also has another mode, which is 125 lumens, and that's good for 5 hours, and then this mode that I'm currently on, which is 30 lumens, and it's good for 20 hours. Now, it also has another setting that is kind of what they call the reading setting, and it's only 6 lumens, but that is good for 100 hours, and then it's also got a blinking mode. So if you're going to be riding your bike or walking the dog, you just want it to blink, that's also blinking at 30 lumens, but that's good for 60 hours on that mode. So the light in general is very small. It's just a little light on the very front of my head, and then there's a band, and it's got a cord that wraps around to a battery pack that is on the back of my head. And at first I was kind of thinking, a battery pack, I don't know how excited I'll be about it. But one, you can't feel it back there at all. It's extremely small. It takes rechargeable batteries, which I'll get to. But the second thing that's really cool is that you can take the light off the band and you can connect it to the battery pack right here so that it's just one unit, and you can totally do away with the head strap here, which I found that function to be incredibly great for making snow because we wear full face helmets and I can't really fit the band on it. But taking it off, I can literally just mount it right on my snowmaking helmet and be good to go for the rest of the night. Now, one thing about snowmaking, the lights we use are what they call Minard Lights. And I mean, the battery weighs about 12 pounds on the thing, and it's probably about that big and that tall. And you strap it with a belt onto your back. And this light right here is about 4 times as bright as that light, and it also will last that light about 5 times longer. And I mean, we're talking just a little battery right here for it. Now also, what's really cool about this is to recharge it, it takes a micro USB cord. So basically, the same cord that I already have for my cell phone will plug right into the back of this, and then I can plug it into anything. I can plug it into a computer to charge it. I can plug it into, if you have an adapter to plug your cell phone into your wall or anything like that, you can plug it right into there and then charge it right out of an outlet in your wall. Or for my cell phone, I already have a charger for the cigarette lighter, so I can plug it in there. So right from the get-go, when I pull this thing out of the box, I already have 3 different ways I can charge the light. So if you're doing a lot of traveling internationally, and let's say you do want to take your computer, that's just one less cord you have to worry about, because you can take this and plug it right into your computer, and your computer may have to take a different outlet in an international country, but you don't have to worry about charging your light that way. Another thing that it has on the back, you may be able to see blinking light, and that'll tell you how much battery life your light still has in it. It also functions when you plug it into the wall, it'll tell you how charged it is. Now, one thing to note, this light does pack a ton of power with it, but it does take a little bit of time to recharge it. So if I was to run it completely dead, I'll probably need to charge it 2 to 3 hours to get it completely full again. It's a lithium-ion battery that it has in the back there, but it's not going to just charge in 30 minutes. But that being said, at 250 lumens, it'll last 2.5 hours. And I've definitely run it at that in cold temperatures, which a lot of stuff, if you get the batteries really cold, they're not going to perform as well. Not the case with this guy. Making snow, having it completely covered in ice and water, it'll last 2.5 hours, no problem. And then as it starts to die, I will go ahead and click it back and maybe click it back to 125 lumens or take it down to 30 lumens so that it'll last a little bit longer. So that LED on the back will tell me that. If it starts to turn yellow, I may go ahead and just click it back so I get a little bit more extra life out of it, which is a really cool feature. So again, this is made by Light and Motion, and it is the Solite 250. Definitely, if you guys are in the market for a headlamp, this is the only one that I would consider at this point. It is just absolutely incredible, and I really like it. I'm Tyson Lucas Savage with Backcountry Treks.